What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Last week, many of you brothers were celebrating the hiring of Ime Udoka to the Brooklyn Nets. And of course, this clip here we're going to play will sum it all up.
Brooklyn Nets are going to keep Jacques Vaughn as their head coach, taking away that interim label and putting him in charge now, certainly for the foreseeable future, the rest of the season. And listen, this was an organization who last week, when they made the change with Steve Nash, I think there was a lot of momentum toward Ime Udoka as their next head coach. But I think Vaughn has stabilized this team. Won a couple of back-to-back games on the road, played well in a loss to Dallas, and now they've got New York tonight in Barclays against the Knicks. I think for the Nets, I think there's a comfort level with Jacques Vaughn. He was their head coach in the bubble after Kenny Atkinson was let go as coach, and I think right now they see a stabilizing presence in Vaughn. And I think there's no question with Ime Udoka, and certainly some of the backlash that would have come with his hiring. I think Udoka is going to be a head coach again in this NBA, perhaps as soon as this off season. But I think the timing for Udoka and the Nets, just think it didn't match up with all that was going on. And I think Brooklyn feels with Jacques Vaughn, they've got a coach who they believe has a respect of their players and has stabilized the team that was somewhat in free fall when he took over last week.
Okay.
All right, guys, you heard that. And of course, many of us in the sports world, we were excited, pretty much because, Steve Nash, which I think that through no fault of his own, Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons helped destroy that team, but he was fired, unfortunately. So bringing in Ime Udoka would have been great. Plus, Ime Udoka used to work for the Nets and has a working relationship with the Nets, so it seemed to be a good hire. Unfortunately, because of many people around the NBA pissed off about Ime Udoka getting another chance at a job, the Brooklyn Nets decided not to go through with it because they were being scrutinized and they didn't want to be the embarrassment of the NBA. And many of you guys thought that this would be the case, but I'm not shocked. Let me tell you a story why I'm not shocked. One of the people that I've been influenced by after reading about him in the last 30 or 40 years, maybe the last 50 years, was that of Reverend C.L. Franklin. Reverend C.L. Franklin was the father of Aretha Franklin. He is, in my opinion, probably the best orator we've ever had. Outside of maybe like Malcolm X and King. And, he just really did a lot for Black America, especially in the civil rights movement, blacks being discriminated in Detroit. But unfortunately, Reverend C.L. Franklin was not a perfect man. Reverend C.L. Franklin had many problems. That, which is, I would attribute to womanizing. And at times, sleeping with women in the church and getting them pregnant. Now, he was the pastor of New Salem Baptist Church from 1942 to 1944, where he impregnated, at that time, a 15-year-old member. Now, we got to understand, in today's time, that is an egregious thing to do. In the 40s, it was still an egregious thing to do, but it was not uncommon. It is uncommon for a pastor to do that to a member. He had to leave that particular church in Memphis. But by the time 1948 occurred, he went and was accepted at a bigger church, New Bethel Baptist Church in Detroit, Michigan, which Detroit had much more, it was a burgeoning city. You had many blacks coming from all over the South getting jobs. So you had a lot of blacks with money working for Ford, GMC, Chrysler. He pretty much got an upgrade. Just like Jamal Harrison Bryant. Look what he did at Empowerment Temple. Scandal after scandal. And then he got into New Birth, which is Eddie Long's old church, which is pretty much a promotion. How is this happening with Jamal Harrison Bryant and C.O. Franklin, but Ime Udoka don't have that opportunity? Let me explain why. Because in the black churches or black businesses or in the black world, the decisions are autonomous to that of whites. The pressure is not there. Okay? In the black world, you can be forgiven and rise up and make more money. But now when you work for white folk, and I've been trying to tell you brothers this, you guys don't want to listen to what I'm telling you. You think you're going to be able to do whatever you want. Y'all thought y'all was going to be empowered, some of y'all, by Ime Udoka and what he did, right? When you work for yourself, then you can do that. But when you work for other people, you think the Boston Celtics is going to let him do that? No. Number one, they're never going to let them outcoach them. And then the Brooklyn Nets got a lot of pressure. How dare you hire that man after he done slept with some of these Caucasian ladies in the business, one of the bosses' businesses? Are y'all going to give him a promotion? You're going to embarrass our people. You think that wasn't discussed? Okay? How Ime Udoka needs to pay a price for sleeping with the white man's wife that he's working for? Because when they have the power and the influence, if they say you can't move, guess what? You can't move. And then you have brothers talking about they don't want to deal with the black business world. Let me tell you something I noticed about the brothers, right? One thing about us as a people, you guys don't like some of the things I say. You guys don't like me for weeks. But you know what? One thing about the blacks is we can always forgive each other for the most part. And give each other another opportunity. You're not getting that from these other people. Kanye West, he can talk about us all day. We might not like it, but we're gonna forgive Kanye. Some of y'all didn't like Kyrie Irving out there in that yacht with all them white women, but we can forgive Kyrie Irving. But now the other folks, when they control stuff and you're gonna go against them, they can never forget because they don't want to have a pattern. See, we've allowed ourselves to continually be disrespected, but the other groups are not going to do that. Ime Udoka has to be made an example, and he cannot coach in the NBA as that example. That's what they're saying. You think we're going to reward bad behavior? And you brothers talk about all the time in the manosphere. Let's say, for example, if a woman is not having sex, she's not sleeping with you, she's been disrespectful. Can I ask you something? Should you still take her out on trips? Should you still do nice things for her? Should you still be there for her? Should you still help her? No. You want to know why? Because you're rewarding bad behavior. When you're rewarding bad behavior, you never get nothing done, do you? Exactly. It never changes, does it? It doesn't stop the bad behavior. You continue the bad behavior. So now they want to make sure that Ime Udoka, you don't reward bad behavior. Isn't that what the manosphere teaches? Stop rewarding bad behavior. Now y'all mad now, some of y'all. You think you're going to go around the white man and do whatever you want to do, the Asian man? And no, these people don't forgive us like that. We're the ones that forgive other folks. Other folks don't forgive us. When we make a mistake, now if we want to do something crazy, they're going to let you know. Do it with your own people. You don't do it over here. You think you're going to take your stuff over there and do it over there. No. You thought you had a job. You ain't got nothing. The only thing that you guaranteed is dealing with your people. Better try to make a business out of that. And if you fall short, you got a better chance of getting your respect back. You got a better chance of getting your situations back. But you're not going to play those games over there. And I hope you guys realize that. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.